Welcome to the Create with Ease podcast. I am Grace Covington, your host, and today's topic is creating space for miracles in your life. How many of you believe that you can facilitate miracles in your own life? Let's take a little pause. I want you to really answer this question honestly. Do you believe that you can create miracles in your life? And when I discovered that I had this capacity, which many of us have also, I've shared it on my podcast quite a number of times, the number of miracles that I have been able to facilitate into my life. Over, the time span of my life, there have been so many moments when miracles have shown up. When in the physical eye, it literally was impossible to either create what I was asking for, whether it was financially, in a relationship, in health. To the naked eye, what the transformation that took place was only a miracle. You could not explain it with the physical action steps because the situation was either very dire, very troublesome, very limited in terms of people had spoken limitation onto the situation. And only a miracle transformed what had taken place and brought the transformation, brought something different, brought in the light that creates all possibilities. And I go back to the space of what energy was I being to really allow this to show up in my world, to really allow myself to connect to the higher possibilities that create what people may call magic in your life, or what people may call a spiritual presence that comes in and shifts and changes everything, or what other people may call you stepping into your true capacity and awareness and magic, and being able to change molecules. So this conversation fits every single person. It doesn't exclude someone. It doesn't make someone right, but it includes everyone because consciousness, spirit, God includes everyone and does not exclude anything. So whatever you can relate to, whatever, you connect to, just tap into that energy. And really the energy that I was being is one, trust. Fully trusting, even though in each moment different things showed up. So one moment intense energies showed up, or the situation got worse, or there was some drama added to the pot, or someone came in and tried to infuse doubt. And I had to get to the space where there was no doubt, where I knew 100% that what I was asking for, it was going to show up. It was going to show up no matter if a tornado showed up, a hurricane, a windstorm, a desert storm, an ice storm, a snowstorm. It was going to show up. So every molecule within my being trusted. And you could not tell me that it wasn't going to show up. I had a firm knowing, and I kept affirming it. I kept breathing light, giving it energy, giving it air, giving it oxygen, that you are showing up. And any moment of doubt that showed up, I literally destroyed the doubt. And I was like, nope, get the hell out of here. Not today. Nope, I know what I'm asking for is going to show up. I know my miracle is going to show up. Get out. Get out. And I put myself in this energy where I was really matching the energy of my ask. So I would, whether it was like the music I was listening to or the things that I was reading, I had no distraction. I was zeroed in, like laser focused. Every single second of my breathing was, this is going to show up. And being in that energy and vibration of what I was asking for. So even though I remember one of my first miracles, and I've probably shared this on this podcast, where I needed a certain dollar amount in 8 hours to show up in my bank account. And I required that money to show up. And so at that point in time, I was working a job. And so I was being this energy even in my job. So even I was doing the work, my day-to-day task, I was like, yes, that money is showing up. Yes. And being in that energy, that vibe, I wouldn't go into these low vibes of, other people's trauma, other people's trash. You couldn't tell me anything. I was laser focused and committed to what I desired to create and have. And there was nothing that was going to stop me from believing that I could not create it. So where do you give up on your miracle? Like, where is that gap that stops that miracle from showing up? And I facilitate a lot of women, and I've had to change the structure of my coaching practice because I recognized that every person that was coming into my program was not as committed to the path of what they were really looking to create. And my energy, the space that I create my life from is from that space of trust and knowing. And so what started happening is I was becoming depleted by the people I was facilitating because the energies were so different, where I'm like, yes, let's go. Let's move into the space, the facilitating the energies and, creation. And here was this person who I was like trying to pull along, like, hey, can you see this? Hey, take the next action step. Jump over here, jump there. Here's the energy. Here's the invitation. Now, you cannot change people. You are the invitation that inspires a different possibility. So I had to look at my coaching practice and really let go of all the people that were coming into my program and really being specific with the people that I desired to work with. And what that took was, 1, increasing my prices, 2, people going through an application process to really see if them coming to work in my program was going to be a good fit for both me and them. And that took a level of trust because I'm looking to create a different possibility with my income, with my business. And I had to let go of the space of being comfortable, where I knew that if I charged a certain amount of price, it was super easy for me to sell out my programs. It was super easy for people to have a large groups of people joining. But I know what I am looking to create, in my business and my income. And it requires a certain level of trust, even though everything that I was starting to institute in my business was the total opposite of what would actually start to create even more. But the moment I chose to fully trust, no matter what, more possibilities started showing up in my world that matched my miracle of what I am asking for in my business. So when I come back to the question of where do you stop your miracle from showing up? Are you willing to give up the things that make you comfortable so that you can be uncomfortable and step into the space that will actually actualize the miracle that you're asking for? Because sometimes you will be extremely uncomfortable in that space. It will not necessarily be an easy choice. And it takes commitment. I see so many people who are saying they want to create a business, but they're more committed to their job rather than being committed to creating their life, or they're more committed to the limitations rather than being committed to you. And to create from the space of miracle requires that commitment, that trust, that faith, that knowing, and not allowing these distractions to come and destroy everything that you are creating. And it also takes this space of being connected to the essence of you, to your courage, to your power. So many women are not connected to their power, to their courage, to the things, to the energies that they have within them to create everything that they desire. There's a disconnection of not being able or willing to connect to that. It's like a lot of people are afraid of their own power, that if they're too powerful, they'll be made wrong, or they don't really want to stand out in that brilliance. Or they're just waiting for all these people to tell them that they're brilliant. So they always seek energy outside of themselves so someone can come and rally them on and say, hey, you're beautiful, you're brilliant, you're smart, you are just amazing. And yet you are powerful on your own without anyone ever encouraging you. And this is like an energy that truly, I don't just even put words to it. Like, I literally get frustrated because you see the brilliance of a person. You see that the person has this capacity, these amazing energies, but they're not willing to choose beyond what they know. They're not willing to get dirty, get inside and really look at what would it take for me to have courage to create change in my life. Maybe it takes, shifting your career. Maybe it takes taking a big leap and creating your business, whatever that may look like. There's certain things that will be required of you to start to facilitate a different possibility in your life, to start to facilitate the miracles that you are asking for. And I also come from this space where I love this conversation, because once you are in this energy of I'm having it, I'm creating it, I'm being it, your life takes on a whole different form from every single person that is around you. You will have to let go of people. You will have to let go of family, of people that really don't contribute to you. Like you have that awareness. Like you can no longer surround yourself by certain energies because you're no longer vibrating at that level. And you're no longer willing to put up with bullshit or BS or people that are, fake, people that are not transparent. Those energies, they actually are so different from where you are looking to go that they actually become a distraction if you're not willing to look at them, or if you're just like, you know what, I'm going to let this slide. Even though I know this person is really doesn't contribute to me, I'm just going to still, just let them in. You know what? I'm just going to take it on. I know who they are anyway, so I'll just take it on. No, you're going to have to be willing to look at all of those things, because those are energies that distract you and your energy from creating what you desire. And you have to be willing to look at those things and say, okay, yes, I see this person, they don't necessarily contribute, so I'm not going to put my energy in that space. I'm not going to work 20 times more when I don't need to, because I am around this person, because this person literally their energy is a distraction to my path. And so you have to really look at what is in your way. And sometimes it is the people that you are with, the circles that you surround yourself with, the people that you let into your life. Now, I truly believe in not excluding people. I'm not saying that you become this hermit and have no people around you. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there's a difference in excluding. Excluding is where sometimes you will shut people out so you avoid the energies that are really there. But sometimes you have to be willing to allow those energies to be there. You don't have to be physically present with the person, physically present in the room with them. It is actually a muscle, so you are aware of energies and you don't allow those energies to stop you or distract you. You can perceive the energy of a person and who they are and be like, okay, we're going to allow this energy to be there. Because people run away from energies, and then you think that those energies are more powerful than you are, rather than knowing that there is no energy that is greater than you. Once you bring your awareness to an energy and aware of what that energy is, that's when you start facilitating the change of that energy, and you can change it. So rather than running away from people, avoiding them, excluding them, no, I'm like, you are certainly more than welcome, baby. Come on. I see you. I see who you are, but I'm not going to allow your energy to abuse me, because the more I'm present with that energy, I begin to facilitate that change with that energy, and you then begin to be able to build that muscle around all kinds of energies, because you will have different energies projected at you. You will have people that are energetic bullies that will project certain energies to you, and sometimes those energies can just be like, oh my God, I just quit. I don't think I can do this. Because you allow that energy to overtake you. But if you have the practice of having all of these energies around you and not moving and not shifting and not being afraid, then you're no longer afraid of anyone or anything that shows up into your world. So we've talked about trust as a way to facilitate miracles and create space for miracles in your life. We've talked about being willing to receive all energies around you as a way to create space for miracles in your life. And I would say there are about 5 different elements, but today I'm just going to touch on 3 of them. So I'm trying to perceive the energy of which one would really contribute to you starting to create space for miracles. And I would say this space of intimately having a relationship with you. We sometimes nurture relationships outside of ourselves with, our kids, our family, our husbands, our partners, more than we nurture the relationship we have with us. And that's where you will look on your life and say, what did I create in my life? Have I been creating other people's lives and not really creating my own? Or you get to the space of being completely depleted and you're wondering why you are so exhausted. And that exhaustion comes from creating this separation from you and not being connected to you and not having that intimacy with you where you listen to you, where you give you what you truly require. How many of you are really giving yourselves what you truly require? Or are you in this space of just people pleasing, like pleasing every single person around you, making sure that they're happy, making sure that, your boss is happy with you and you're on the good side, or making sure your clients are just so happy with you and, just rosy and cheeky, and you never say anything that makes them uncomfortable or choose anything different, or you are just doing everything for your kids because you want them to love you so much, and you're not willing to really allow them to step into the space where they where they recognize that they have to create their own lives, that they have the choice to create their own life. So everything is focused on the outside of you rather than focusing inward and nurturing you and caring for you and really finding out what do you truly require on a daily basis that would bring you joy, that nurtures you, that brings you into this space of peace, presence, stillness, gratitude for you, allowance of you, really receiving you with all the things that are good, bad, and ugly, all of your warts, and just be hey, I totally adore myself. I'm grateful for me. Do you take those moments to have gratitude for you? Right before I started this podcast, I lit some candles. It's been a day for me. I lit some candles and grabbed one of my favorite essential oils, which is rose, because roses have one of the highest frequencies in the flower kingdom. And to make a 15 milliliter little essential oil bottle of rose oil, it takes 10,000 rose petals. So can you imagine the frequency that vibrates from this essential oil? And you can perceive it because the moment that I started nurturing my body and putting it on certain pulse points, putting it on my heart, I started to automatically relax. I started to automatically let go and have this deep caring for me and just this intimate space where I am I'm grateful for you. You are beautiful. I'm so glad that you're here on this planet. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your choices. And not the space of judging where I'm judging my body or judging what I ate or judging my thighs or judging my ass or, judging my tummy. Just all this judgment that a lot of people focus their lives on a day-to-day, or just looking for entertainment, because a lot of people are always looking to be entertained rather than coming inward and looking, being that space of solitude, of quiet, of presence, and being in the intimacy of each moment. So what can you choose that will contribute to you? And I will post in the show notes if you are interested in starting a practice of centering, nurturing, intimacy. If you're interested in essential oils, I will have in the show notes the link where you can purchase the rose roller, or the actual essential oil as a way to come back to the centering and have this deep connective moments. So looking at, what can you choose in your life that will contribute to you tapping into the intimate space of you. And for me, it is certain essential oils that really contribute to that practice where I can come back and stop looking outside of myself for all these miracles to take place when I can be the facilitator of those miracles. And once you come back into you, then you start tapping into your potency, into your power, and you recognize when you are not choosing what would create the greatest possibilities, or you're scrambling outside of yourself, just trying to be this other person for the world rather than first, it starts with you. It starts with you. Like, be the change you desire to see in the world. It starts with you. It doesn't start from the outside where you're saving all these people, because people don't require saving. It requires you coming back into this space of you recognizing that you are the facilitator of miracles. And then once you be that, you invite everyone else around you into that space so that they can begin to choose it for themselves, rather than you doing all this work, trying to be a people pleaser, trying to be saved, try to save people and things that have nothing to do with you, when you are taking away from you. So we come back to this space. What would it take for you to start creating the space to allow miracles to show up in your life, so that you can be the facilitator of the miracles that you have been asking for, and they are literally waiting for you to just come back into the space of trust, to come back into the space of being intimate with you and recognizing the power and capacity that you have. This has been a beautiful podcast. I am so grateful that you are on this planet. If you are listening, share this podcast, comment, like, and let's spread this information out into the world so more people are finding it and coming back into the space of you, so that you do know that, one, miracles are possible. Anything that you desire to create in your life is possible, and you are the facilitator of the greatest possibilities that exist on this planet. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to coming back next week with our next topic, and have a fabulous week and go and start creating the miracles that are ready and waiting to be received. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening.